What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to take a look at a Celestial Tiger game where we just play dwarves. This is going to be a pretty basic, straightforward Celestial Tiger game. Normally, I'll go crazy, grab some tier 7 treasures. This one, that isn't going to happen. We're just going to play dwarves, do pretty normal things, but sometimes that can be fun to look at too, just to explore some other angles of Celestial Tiger for maybe the games that don't go as well. Because this game doesn't really go super hot at the start, but we're able to turn it into something pretty great nonetheless. So going to start by locking the 4 glory on turn 1 because I picked up a Humpty Dumpty. Always love to pick up Humpty Dumpties as Celestial Tiger, both because they're strong, but then also grabbing that double Easter egg treasure is kind of the dream. And for turn 2, we will just pick up the tiny and the 4 glory, and hopefully that will be enough to win us this combat. Looks like it will be able to up against Pan's Shadow. So we'll get a free tier 2 unit, and then we'll see what else we can grab. That's going to give us a golden chicken, so that is any tier 2 unit that we would like. I'll roll the die into a baby root, and I think I want to pick up this pair. Just pair gaming in general when you are playing Celestial Tiger is pretty smart, and will let you do some nice things. So we're going to pick up this pair of black cats, and then we'll use baby root to support our 2 decent minions here up against the fates, and looks like we might get our egg cracked. I don't know, this one's going to be close. We could definitely, if the black cats can take out the chicken, and then the goat attacks into the tiny. All right, nice. We were able to survive with our egg intact, so still 40 health tiger going into 3.0. Pretty good stuff. On 3.0, though, we are going to find Princess White, and that's what's going to push us into dwarves basically immediately. I don't really love Princess White in general. I think dwarves are kind of underpowered right now, which I think is partially what makes this video somewhat interesting, because you don't see too much dwarf gameplay in general. But I do think that Princess White can be somewhat reasonable on Celestial Tiger. The main thing being that typically a tier 3 treasure isn't a huge incentive payoff. However, when you're getting a doubled up tier 3 treasure, that is a little bit more worth picking up some dwarves for. So I'm also going to go ahead and pick up this prized pig, but Peter Pan's has got a little bit of some hurt in store for us. And actually, we can take a look at the lobby. Almost everybody has got the same amount of health here. We're going to be taking 8 down to 32, going from lobby leader down to about halfway through this lobby, but a bunch of ties, it seems like, throughout this game. Everybody with a pretty high health total. We'll pick up this baby dragon, which we get to grab for free because of Lucky. And then I'll roll, see if I can't find some more dwarves. I don't have my Humpty Dumpty anymore, thanks to it just getting cracked on that last battle. I figured if the egg gets cracked, but that lets us get the prized pig gold, that's probably worth it, but unfortunately it is not going to work out. And then I'm picking up this Humpty Dumpty just to preserve my life total a little bit and potentially protect the prized pig again. It could work out for us. The Humpty Dumpty could attack into the donkey or something, and that could go well. No, the tiny is going to attack into the donkey. Well, this is, yeah, definitely not looking super great for us at this point. Now, with 2 combats lost, now we are more towards the bottom of the lobby, and we'll pick up another egg for the second turn in a row. Not going to worry about those princess peeps. I really want to try to find some dwarves, and we do find some here, as well as another Humpty Dumpty. So I'll probably pick up this Humpty Dumpty as well in exchange for our golden chicken. Again, just because double Easter egg, like, there is some cute stuff that we can do with that. But unfortunately, we haven't found too much in the way of dwarves. We've only found these 2 Luckies, and that can kind of be the problem with Princess White in the current iteration, especially because once you hit tier 4, there's only one extra dwarf added to the pool. You only get greedy. You don't get any other dwarves now that there's only 6 dwarves total. So definitely need to add a 7th dwarf to the mix at some point to give dwarves a little bit more playability, but hey, it's going to work out okay for us in this one. And we're definitely going to use Celestial Tiger as like a comeback mechanic, which is a weird thing to think about. I've talked about it before. Just as a little bit of a spoiler, we're going to pick up an Eye of Ares, and Eye of Ares is really good for allowing Celestial Tiger to kind of claw back into the game, because you can then just give all units on the field plus 10 attack, which is just going to do a lot for making sure that every unit just trades with each other and is going to kind of even the playing field between yourself and your opponent. But we don't have that yet. For the meantime, we're going to pick up some more dwarves. We'll pick up Fanny, and I'm reasonably happy to see that. We could pick up a 14-14 right now as well, but it's a lot of cash to pick that up. So I really want to focus on just picking up as many dwarves as I possibly can, and maybe putting something sweet together with that. We do also have the possibility here, a few different directions. We've got the Polywoggle plus the Grimsoul, and then we also have XP. But neither of those are things that I really want to be trying to force on Celestial Tiger, so I'm just going to try to play as many dwarves as I can. This gives us a reasonably strong board while also allowing us to play for the future. In almost all of my Celestial Tiger games, I talk about like the key health points where you typically stabilize the game, and normally it's right around now. Normally at about 18 health, I have picked up some treasures, and a lot of times right now I'm grabbing my tier 7 treasure. And unfortunately in this one, we just rolled around a lot and didn't really get up to too much, but hopefully these dwarves give us just enough strength that we will be able to figure out something on this one. And honestly, other than my opponent's stag attacking, which is obviously not great, we have really, really good combat RNG in this. Like, this Good Witch is going to hit this tiny. That's really good. Fanny gets to take this out, and then we only wind up taking 6 damage here down to 12. So all of that was really good. I guess the simulator up there in the top says that's how much damage we were supposed to take, but here is that Eye of Ares. So that is the first thing that I was talking about, and then we're going to grab Crafty, which lets us grab another tier 3 treasure with Princess White, and we're going to grab the Deep Stone Mine, and that's pretty good. Should have cast that Falling Stars there, but of course didn't know that I was going to roll into double Greedy, which is definitely going to upturn things around, along with this Ring of Meteors. And this is going to be a doubled up Ring of Meteors because of Celestial Tiger. And then obviously both of these greedies are also going to be getting +2/+2 from Princess White. And we also have this huge Crafty at this point. And every single unit, both mine and my opponents, are getting +10 attack. Now, I lock this shop here. There's also a huge consideration for just selling off this pair of Humpty Dumptys and selling this Tiny and Baby Dragon, so that way I can grab the Greedy right now. Had I had done that, it would have immediately paid us back 2 gold a little bit earlier, and we can see that the Greedy with 20 attack has just as much attack as the Tiny, so I should have done it. I just didn't realize it right away. That Tiny was really something that I could have sold. So we are not going to wind up grabbing that Greedy this turn, but we'll grab it next turn. And we've got the double Ring of Meteors, double Deep Stone Mine. Tiny's going to go down in the back thanks to Fireball plus my own Meteors. But we're going to be making a ton of extra cash now on the Greedy. Unfortunately, we are going to walk away from this combat with a loss, but 3 health left. That's enough. So we will just be barely clawing onto this game with Celestial Tiger. No pun intended there. And hopefully we can start to turn some things around. We are now grabbing 4 gold every turn from our greedies. So that's pretty sweet. And we're up against the 2nd place player in the lobby. but I think I've turned it around enough that I can grab some XP. Basically, the sooner that I grab some XP, like there's not too much more that I can do on this turn. Maybe we can find some doublies, but once we hit level 5, it's going to be much easier to find dwarves because then we can find Angry and Tweedle. And if we level up, that's just going to be sooner that we can find the Lordies as well. I'm also going to put in this Friendly Spirit that will hopefully allow us to do some nice stuff. And my opponent has Ring of Meteors as well as Darkwood Creeper. So that's going to take out my Friendly Spirit as well as both of their Darkwood Creepers, which is probably going to allow us to win this fight. No, we just barely walk away with a tie. So really, really awkward, but that would have been a loss if my opponent hadn't killed their Darkwood Creepers with that triple Ring of Meteors. So I'm sure they're not too upset. They got a bunch of extra stats on everything, but a pretty silly combat nonetheless, and that lets us walk away with a win. So now I want to make sure that I am playing a strong enough board, but also still grabbing as much cash as I can from all of these greedies. We gotta greed it a little bit, you know. We'll pick up another doubly here too, that's pretty good, and gonna throw that in over the crafty because I feel like that's gonna get a bunch of extra attack from the Angry and just looking to tie all of our combats. However, I will cast this Stone Skin on Angry just to give it a little bit more health. That way it can potentially stick around and give more attack and health to everything else. But the goal here is to just tie combats, slowly gain a gold advantage over the rest of the lobby and translate that into a win somehow. And it does look like this one will potentially actually even be a win. Yeah, we're going to get a 2-for-1 here. So, or not a 2-for-1. Well, I guess we did. We got a 2-for-1 somewhere with probably with the doubly, right? And then everything else traded 1-for-1. So that's really all you need. I'll pick up a triply, and then I think I'm strong enough. And I think I can grab Fancy Pants. It's going to immediately give +6/+6 to this Angry that we pick up. And that's really the thing, is I feel like I am strong enough after getting so much extra gold now. Now we've got this double Ring of Meteors, double Angry, so that's going to give our entire team +4/+4. It's going to give the triply +12/+12. So all of that is quite good. We're still gaining a bunch of cash each turn as well. And we're level 6 next turn, and we'll be able to pick up some Lordies and some other sweet dwarves. So that's kind of the idea. I feel like we've done a nice job stabilizing. I'm going to cast this Shard of the Ice Queen on my Friendly Spirit, just for fun, just to cast a spell. And we see that this Peter Pants has one Lordie, but we've got double Lordies, and with this double Ring of Meteors, this is going to make our board just a little bit bigger than them. And we're going to have a bunch of extra cash here going into... what will it be? Oh, 6.0. Right, that's what it's called, 6.0. Sorry, just blanking on that for a second, but nicely done. We were also up against basically an undefeated Peter Pants. So I was a little bit afraid there, but we are going to walk away with +8 gold on our 6.0 turn. Pretty sweet stuff. It does mean we can be a little bit more flexible in what we pick up. Like we could pick up this doubly, for instance, rather than rolling for just Lordies. And picking up doubly is also great because it gets the Fancy Pants doubled up bonus. So that's always pretty sweet too. We could grab Tweedle, though I think it's a little tough to fit it in on this board, because I want to play both of these greedies, I want to play the Fanny, I want to play both of these Angry, so I'm going to roll past Tweedles. I did just pick up the doubly. I'd pick up a Tweedle if we could put double pants on it, but for right now, I'm just going to roll for Lordies, Angry, Greedy, doubly, and Echo Wood as well. And I think I said Lordy too, but Lordy as well. Then we get the chance to pick up a tier 5 treasure, Hand of Midas or Staff of the Old Toad, both pretty good. I think at this stage of the game, Hand of Midas is where we want to be because there's still a bunch of turns left. We just hit 6.0 and we're up some XP as well. So pick up Staff of the Old Toad and then toss the Fancy Pants, and we'll hopefully be able to use that to help us pick up some greedies and echo woods. Lordies and echo woods. Those are the main things that we are looking for. Really interesting interaction here. Fanny was rotted with rotten apple wood, or rotten apple there, and Ring of Meteors hits your characters in order, so the Angry is going to take a hit and then give +4/+4 to Fanny before it dies to the Ring of Meteors. So that's kind of an interesting interaction, and it's just going to mean we get to deal a little bit of extra damage to this Potion Master, and we will get away with getting a little bit of extra gold there too at the end before we take them out. Plus we've got spinning gold, then we've got Ring of Meteors doubled up with double greedy, so 21 gold on this turn. That is going to allow us to pick up this Lordy and then still have 15 gold to roll and try to pick up some more stuff. And yeah, definitely feel really strongly ahead right now despite only being at 3 health. I think that we have definitely clawed our way back into this game. And now we get to pick up either an Angry or a Greedy. And I kind of want both of them. I'm going to take the Angry primarily because that just gives us more stats on the current board, and I think that that is smart to do. But then I'm going to go ahead and lock on the Greedy. And that basically costs 1 gold to lock, right? And then 4 gold to pick the Greedy up. But the reason that I do that, or only 2 gold to pick the Greedy up, assuming that I'm going to be skipping the treasure. The reason, though, that I feel like I can do that is the Greedy will still pay for itself, because the next unit that I pick up, I'm going to have to cut one of these Greedies. But if I upgrade the Greedy, then I won't have to cut one. A little bit of lag here from all of the spells. But yeah, I won't have to cut a Greedy if I find something sweet after that. And the upgraded Greedy, as opposed to the normal Greedy, will immediately give 2 extra gold from the double Ring of Meteors at the start of the turn, so it actually immediately pays for itself. That's the point that I was getting to there. And gonna walk away from this one with a bunch of extra gold as well. And yeah, 18 gold. We will just grab this and then skip the treasure. There's nothing really good. 6 of Shields, kind of interesting, but it's not going to be better than any of the Celestial Tiger doubled up treasures that we currently have. So don't have to worry about that. And then we grab an Echo Wood. So that is really great that we grabbed the upgraded Greedy. And I do see that we've got a Tweedle. And Tweedle is good now that we've found Echo Wood, because Echo Wood does pump Tweedle. But we're up against the Ghost. I feel like I even want to play this Greedy that we can find right here. So I'm going to pick that up and then roll. And basically Greedy only costs 3 because you can buy it and then sell it. And it is immediately going to give us 2 gold at the start of the fight from the Ring of Meteors. So it really only costs 1, and then if it gets hit once or twice, we break even or make money. So I felt like this was a really a reasonable gamble to take here, and then I'm going to go for another Stone Skin on this upgraded Angry, just to potentially give it a little bit more survivability and give us a little bit more gold. But we're up against the Ghost, just trying to get as much gold here as we can, so that way we'll have more gold to roll for Lordies, Doublies, Angries, and Echo Woods for the rest of our opponents. And we'll see how that works out. If this Monster Book casts some nice spells, that could be good. Or if this Mummy hits one of our Greedies, not going to be super lucky on that front. But let's see what this Monster Book casts. I believe it's a Rotten Applewood, and it actually scams our Greedy. So never mind, we actually wind up losing gold by picking up the Greedy. We lost 1 gold though. Not the worst thing in the world, and we're still up a ton of gold here. 20 gold on the turn to try to pick up some stuff. So we'll pick up a Lordy, roll, pick up an Angry, and now we've still got 7 gold. We could play a Tweedle, but we're honestly already like out of slots. We've got 7 Dwarves on the board right now, and then we still have this Echo Wood that we need to fit in somewhere. So probably this Angry already isn't getting played, so we'll have to make some room regardless. I'm going to sell off this Greedy that we just purchased last turn for this spinning gold. Again, We lost 1 gold on that ordeal. Not the worst thing in the world. We got plenty of gold to go around, and there was some reasonable upside there. Honestly, probably wasn't super necessary, but I'll put in this Echo Wood. Gonna rearrange this board a little bit too. You can backline Angries, especially when you've got the double Ring of Meteors going off, and just want to frontline my Echo Wood just so that way that is a strong unit that can battle with whatever my opponent's doing, and it does make it potentially Medusa-able, but Angry is going to take care of that Medusa, and all of these Grim Souls are going on a Baba Yaga Feasting Dragon. So really sweet stuff here from the Pan Shadow. We are going to hit them for 16 down to 13, but they've got some huge cards in their shop, so we'll see what they are able to put together if we play against them again. Definitely an interesting strategy, though, there. Here we see It Was All a Dream, and I do think about it, but basically I'm casting for free a Ring of Meteors and then +2/+2 on all of my units each turn, thanks to the Celestial Tiger. Oh, we do get to pick up a Lordy here, so that's really good. Maybe we'll talk about that for a second. I kind of like this Greedy. I want to play this Greedy as much as I can whenever I can, so I'm going to actually sell out of the Princess White at this point and pick up Lordy now. And because I'm thinking that the rest of this lobby is basically almost over, I'm going to toss my Staff of the Old Toad. And I feel like I'm probably not going to be able to get too many more units to add to my board. And like right now, we are playing up against the Merlin, who is in 5th place in this lobby overall, and I just want to greed as much as I can whenever I can, so I'm going to use this as an opportunity to put the Greedy back in, and then I am going to backline all of my bigger units, I guess because they might have been playing like Scam of some capacity, just to play around the Doom Breath as well. I guess that is somewhat reasonable. What was I just talking about, though, before... I'm sorry, I've got to go back because I forget. What was I talking about before? I was talking about the treasure. Oh, the It Was All a Dream. Yeah. Okay, so having Celestial Tiger, apologies, means that the Ring of Meteors gets cast twice, and Ring of Meteors, when you've got 2 Angries, one of which is about to be upgraded, one of which is already upgraded. Currently, Ring of Meteors is +6/+6 on my entire team, and it's a +6/+6 in a way that interacts with Echo Wood. So Ring of Meteors is actually a stronger treasure for us right now than the Dwarven Mine even is, which is just giving +4/+4 to everything and not even impacting the Echo Wood. So definitely want to hang on to the Celestial Tiger. It's ultimately giving my entire team currently +8/+8, but if I combine this Angry, it'll be giving everything +10/+10. So that is somewhat relevant in all of the things to consider here. Doubly, kind of interesting. It's good with the owls. It's a little bit awkward to find the room for it, but maybe we'll find another Angry. Again, there's probably only like 2-3 turns left in this game. Could consider Pigomorph as well, but I'm going to use my gold to roll a little bit. We did just play up against this Peter Pan, so I'm not super worried that they'll be able to take us down. I actually wound up casting this Lightning Bolt here. I don't think that's really super necessary. The reason that I cast it, though, is because my opponent didn't have any Spellweavers yet, so I figured if they picked up some Spellweavers, they might still have low health, because they did have that hat plus ball, but we'll see what they are able to put together. And then, am I still gonna go for this Greedy? Looks like I am. Wow, okay, so definitely playing it a little bit greedy, but want to try to make some additional gold still happen out of this board, and I'm still enough ahead that I am going to be able to get away with it. This Peter Pants has put together some nice units, but they're not anything super crazy still at this point in the game. They've got 1 Storm King, 1 Spellweaver, and 1 Wizard's Familiar, and we just have an absolutely massive Echo Wood at this point. So we are going to get the win, only hit them for 7 down to 14, but we also got a bunch of extra gold off of Greedy for our troubles as well. We'll pick up doubly, and we do find a treasure map finally. But this is the point again where I'm like, there's definitely only at this point 2 turns left in this game. So I don't think I want to mess with it. I think I'm just going to keep the +4/+4 on all of my units. Like maybe I could combine the Angries, get a tier 7 treasure, but what tier 7 treasures do you really need when you are playing dwarves anyways? Though if I had taken the treasure map, like then I could have It Was All a Dreamed again, so maybe some of those things would have been worth it at some point. Interestingly, I have not played against this Horde Dragon. I think I either just looked or I'm about to look in a second, but I haven't played against them in like, I don't know, 8 turns or 12 turns ago. Yeah. So we've got no clue what this Horde Dragon is up to. They could have all tier 7 treasures at this point. They could have some absolutely nasty stuff put together. So for them, I am not going to get greedy. I'm going to treat them with a little bit of respect because we've got no clue what they could actually be playing. Going to frontline the Doublies and Echo Woods even, just to potentially play around like some Slays or things like that. And they do have some Slays. They've got a Jormungand, Aeon, and some Grim Souls, but definitely a weird comp here, just with some large Storm Kings and then 9th Book of Merlin. So definitely an interesting comp, kind of half mages, half slay that they have put together, but we are going to be big enough to take them out. So that is going to be pretty good for us. And now we are potentially on to the finals. However, I believe Peter Pants survives with 1 health. So this is basically going to be the finals. Pan Shadow just beat Peter Pants, but then Peter Pants has 1 more turn to scale up a little bit. And we get to scale up a little bit on our last turn as well. We get to take this Lordy, which is awkward. I'm just doing the math. If you're only playing a few dwarves, is Lordy actually better than Angry? Because Lordy will give all of my dwarves, if we play it instead of this Angry, it'll give them +10/+10, which, yeah, okay, that's definitely better than just an Angry, which will give +4/+4, thanks to Ring of Meteors. But yeah, kind of interesting that now we're basically just going to wind up cutting all of our Angries, especially when we roll and find another Lordy. So we've got 2 gold, we've got 4 units that we can sell. Angry is going to give everything +8/+8. Lordy immediately gives everything +10/+10 because we've got 5 dwarves and it gives +2/+2 to each dwarf for each dwarf that you have. So yeah, no longer focusing on this Ring of Meteor shenanigans. We are just playing dwarves, and then we've got these Echo Woods as well. And our Echo Woods are going to be bigger than this tree's Echo Woods. Well, their upgraded Echo Wood is a little bit bigger than our non-upgraded Echo Woods, but we've got 2 of them. So we are going to walk away with a victory here up against Pan Shadow eventually after their Echo Wood trades with our frontline units. So there we go. Now we are up in the finals against Peter Pants, and yeah, like I said, just basically playing it with a straightforward dwarves game. Don't know what we'll do on the last turn. I don't think Shrivel really hits anything. Probably just want to cast like a Pigomorph or potentially find like an Echo Wood. Oh, I remember this now. Yeah, okay. So we take the doubly because the only way... Okay, I'm going to pause here for a second. The only unit that we could grab that would currently add to this board is another Lordy or an Echo Wood. And if we grab either of them, we're going to be down a unit. So we're going to need to play another unit, and we're also going to need to roll, which means we need to add a unit that costs exactly 3. So even though we don't play doubly on this last board, we have to take it because the only way that we could then pick up an Echo Wood or a Lordy is if we already have a doubly to add into that last slot. So I'm going to pick up this doubly and then roll and hopefully find an Echo Wood or a Lordy on this last roll. Forgot about that part of this last game. Don't get there, which is unfortunate, and even more unfortunate We find it right here, and unfortunately we just can't pick it up here. If we sold the doubly to pick up the Echo Wood, that would just consolidate our units into one big slot. It would give us a tier 6 treasure. Now, what is awkward is if we picked up the Echo Wood, didn't have the doubly, and then picked up this Lordy, we could have skipped the treasure and then been able to pick up this, I said Lordy, I meant to say Lucky. So that would have allowed us to pick up the Echo Wood, though chances are we might have even just wanted to pick up this Echo Wood and potentially find like a Phoenix Feather. Maybe that adds to our board in a pretty reasonable way and just play a unit down. That wouldn't have been the craziest thing in the world, but we are going to be more than strong enough with 2 400 basically Echo Woods here, able to do battle with my opponent's mages from Peter Pan. So that is going to be it for me for this one. Just dwarves, just some basic dwarves game. Celestial Tiger clawing its way back into the game. I thought this was a pretty fun one to look at because we don't typically look at dwarves and we don't typically look at normal Celestial Tiger games. So in a way, this was kind of a change up from some of the typical content. Also, change up, you might have noticed, uploading now at noon EST daily, new Storybook Brawl videos. So just playing around there a little bit with the YouTube analytics. Gonna try that as an upload time for a little bit. Also going to play around in upcoming videos, I think potentially maybe like doing some things where I like speed up some combats or speed up some dull moments. No promises on that. It adds a lot more work to my end, but I'm just trying to do things to build up that like viewer retention and play into those analytics and stuff a little bit. And speaking of which, I should end the video now so that way people don't tune out. But that is going to be it for me for this one. New Storybook Brawl videos every day, noon EST for now. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.